Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games.
Yes, another one.
Another one. Yeah. It was Christmas last week.
Yes, I hope everyone had a good weekend.
We've just gone past Christmas. It was a nice Christmas for us.
I think after
quiet.
I think after the year, everyone's had a decent Christmas is what everyone at least deserves.
Yeah. It was nice. Before we actually go on to what we're mainly going to be talking about today, because this is the last one of the year. We're not doing it.
It's what's coming. Yeah, this is going to be mostly about.
And most likely, I'm not going to do one next week. Most likely, because I can't imagine there being much news for next week.
Maybe not.
So we'll.
Well, you never know. I didn't think there was going to be any news between last week and this week.
Yeah, that's true. We'll quickly get on to the little bits of news that have come out. Yeah. So obviously, Cyberpunk 2077 was an absolute disaster for consoles
because
because they lied, and now they're getting sued
by the shareholders.
By their shareholders, yeah.
Because they basically lied to them as well.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
So there's a class action lawsuit against CD Projekt Red.
Yep, which they have come out and said they will defend themselves. They will defend themselves, which is okay. You're defending yourself from yourself.
I know, it just sounds so stupid.
Okay.
Well, it's like, how do you defend this? How can you honestly state what you said before launch about the console version wasn't a lie?
I don't know.
How? Because I think that isn't the way I read it is like that's the whole crux of the freaking argument, that what was being shown wasn't actually the final product.
You're right. I think back to this, and I do generally think like if we actually look back at all like the videos and that, like it's Fallout 76 all over again.
Yeah.
Like it's literally Fallout 76 all over again.
Yeah.
The only difference is that
no one got access to the actual.
We actually fell for this one.
Yeah, well, the thing is also no one actually got access to
the console version
until after launch.
Yeah,
which is when all the shit hit the fan, and also low end PCs. It wasn't. Consoles weren't unique in the experiences they had.
Oh yeah, PCs as well.
But. Yeah, I'm literally looking at this and going, so how are you going to defend like the amount of evidence against you in the fact that you lie? I mean, there's probably some technical fucking legalese that could get them away with it, but like in the court of public opinion, you're done.
It's whether or not they've lied about the PS4, the console version, is where they'll get them. Because if they've showed them the game and just said, yeah, we said the game worked, and this is the game that we showed them, then you can kind of get around it by saying that, well...
But here's the problem. There is actual reports and actual statements and actual like comments and quotations and everything from the senior management of CD Projekt Red stating
the console version
the console versions are working fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
They were surprised how well it was working. When they clearly knew it wasn't. The fact that like last week when we discussed the whole the fact that the staff, the people who worked their ass off on this game, literally ripped into the senior management who came back with the usual corporate non-committal bullshit.
We are sorry.
We are listening to you.
Do you not think whenever this sort of shit happens, right? The only thing that comes into my mind is the South Park episode with BP.
Oh,
yeah. We're sorry. That's it. That's all. That's all I have. Whenever this happens with any of the companies.
Sorry. It's like fucking them and politicians. They're literally the line is so blurred between them. I'm not surprised if they go into if CEOs go into politics and politicians go into CEOs. The amount of fucking bullcrap of we are paying attention to our constituents or employees or customers or consumers.
Stop calling me a consumer.
I am a customer, not a consumer.
I hate that word.
Yeah,
consumer. Like I'm not eating I'm not eating your table.
Well,
right?
yeah, it's the whole it's a whole dehumanizing thing about
yeah,
it.
I know,
But but
it's stupid.
Yes, it is. I am not a consumer. I am a customer. There's a difference. A customer is treated with respect. A consumer, you just get fucking feed it shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's CD Projekt Red.
That's CD Projekt Red's thing. EA's in a little bit of more trouble with its loot boxes. For the British government have just released, I think, what was it, 1 in 10?
Yeah.
Children are likely to be
in debt.
Either become a gambling addict
or in debt
due to the loot box system that are in games, not just EA games.
I know, but EA is the big
EA is the big pusher of loot boxes.
Yeah, because they keep going. It's not like their FIFA Ultimate Team.
It's surprise mechanics.
It is. I am worried that EA have put all their eggs in their basket, because this was probably the first year they had the chance to pull Ultimate Team away from the loot box mechanic system.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And they didn't.
Of course they didn't. Why would they do that? No one's making them do it yet.
I know, but no, what I'm saying is the thing is, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and it's you need to get ahead of the curve. If you don't get ahead of the curve, you're
I know. You know that. I know that. Anybody who listens to this will also know this. But it's EA.
That is very true.
They are not going to do anything until they absolutely have to.
That is very true.
Hence, all you have to do is look back at Battlefront.
I'm just waiting for the inevitable announcement from the British government to saying that either FIFA, EA Sports games with full Ultimate Team have to be either A, rated as 18, or B, have their loot box mechanics removed, and the inevitable fucking ice pole licking fucktards that will try and defend them, don't take away my thoughts for Ultimate Team. It's no, dude, you have a problem. If you are defending this bullshit, you have a problem.
Here's the other thing, why don't they just make it into a mobile game?
Because they can make it. If it was a mobile game, no one would pay £60 for it.
Okay, that's true. There you
go.
That's the point. No, what I'm saying is why don't they just take FIFA Ultimate Team?
Here's the thing. I'm a little bit why hasn't FIFA stepped in? You know how Disney stepped in when the whole thing kicked off with Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Why haven't FIFA stepped in?
Right?
But
the thing is, EA, Disney literally saw the situation and went, "Yeah, this is affecting us quite negatively.
Please stop."
So it's okay, if you don't stop, we're going to have to look at our license and the fact that you give it. Granted, they still should have done, because up until that point, all EA had given out was shit and cancelled all the really good-looking ones.
Yeah.
And even then, I liked playing Fallen Order, but if you put it in comparison with Sekiro or Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, Fallen Order's not as good as those two games. No. Easily. It's just the fact that the bar had been set so low that just a decent game.
Yeah, a decent Star Wars game.
A decent Star Wars. And it is. It's a decent. It's not the greatest of all time. I'll admit it myself. It's not. It's never going to be. But I'm happy it's not shit.
I'm just happy it's a good game.
I'm just happy it's not a shit game.
I want a Mandalorian.
That's how low the bar is, right?
I want them to do a Mandalorian game.
And then there's Squadrons is a fairly decent. It's still a little bit it's not a full space sim.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit. It's not as arcadey as Battlefront.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking godsend, and I enjoy the hell out of it. It's it's one of the. It's the game that literally it shows the promise that if they put if Motive are given the green light and given the time and resources, and EA basically just fucking keep their nose out of it.
Yeah.
Right. that they could actually make a really good space sim on the same scale as like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, the X-Wing series of games. So, like, Squadrons does have that, like, it's that glimmer of, like, I can see the potential of what, like, the next type of Squadrons games they make could be. It's just that this one's just on a small scale, because EA are fucking stupid. Anyway.
Yes.
But, like I was saying, like, Disney saw that thing with Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
And they went, yeah, you need to fucking stop this.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Because if you don't, we will.
To be honest with you, like, the reason why FIFA haven't stepped in is because they're FIFA.
That is right. But it's like, it's in a sense, it's like it's harming their image. It's
FIFA
like,
don't care about their image, man.
That's very true. I think that's another problem.
I think everyone's known FIFA were a corrupt group of fucking fat politicians.
Fat old politicians
for years and did nothing to change it.
That is very true.
Until America came along and went, yeah, you've kind of fucked us over with the World Cup, so we're going to arrest you now.
And then, like all the other sort of licenses they have, the NFL, well, that's the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL is just like, look at them.
Well,
like,
the point I'm trying to make is like loot boxes is I'm fully feel that the Ultimate Team has a lot of there's a lot of negativity around that now, and it's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. But
it still makes them money.
And worse. I know that, but the thing is, it's one of those negativities like that the license holders, like the NFL and FIFA and everyone else, should be literally looking at it going, do you know what? This is actually not making us look good, and we should really want to look good.
But that's.
But again,
that's the thing. It's FIFA, NFL, NBA. Like the players and that, and coaches and that. And I can guarantee most of them would look at that and be like, "Oh, that's not looking good." But the people who actually run those organizations, nah, they don't give a shit. As long as they get their paycheck at the end of the day, they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
they couldn't care less.
Yeah,
they could have somebody kick a baby on that game, on their games.
Yeah, they wouldn't care.
And they wouldn't give a damn. As long as they got their money. If it affected their sales, or it affected their, like, profit margins...
their sponsorship.
Or the sponsorships and shit, then they would give a shit.
I think it needs... for EA, unless a law comes in for EA to pull it out, we need the actual sports... Like, the actual players...
What we need.
Because it's not the organisations won't get. It's clear and obvious now. Yeah. The organisation won't get involved. But if the players got involved and said, "No, I don't want my image on that," say if Gareth Bale or Cristiano Ronaldo turned around and said, "I don't want my image in that game because it has gambling in it,"
or even if it's
the domino effect of that is a lot of other players will then pipe up and go, "No, I don't want my image on that as well." Mm. And then there's the whole licensing thing there where it's a very grey area.
Well, to be fair, Ibrahimovic
is starting. He's suing EA for his likeness
because he's like basically what he said is they never asked me for my likeness to use my name, my image, or anything. And yet there they are selling me.
Yeah, and EA goes, well, we have the FIFA Pro license, which, like, but not every player is a part of FIFA Pro.
Right.
Which and is also, the issue.
Also, the other thing, because this has always made it I've always been confused with this. Like, how can FIFA say, right, let's have a look, Messi.
Yeah.
Like, how can FIFA be like, yeah, you can use Messi's likeness without you asking Messi? It's very confusing.
It's not FIFA that say it. It's the players' union with FIFA Pro.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
And it's basically what it's supposed to be is a players' union.
Yeah.
And basically it's like. But there's like you're talking about a database of so many players, and it's not like the Screen Actors Guild where if you want a job in Hollywood, you have to get.
You have to be part of the Screen Actors Guild. You also actually have to have an actor's name.
Yes.
If you have the same name as somebody else, you have to change your name.
Yes. Well, no, you have to use a stage name, which is understandable because then there's no confusion over like 3 people called Joe Bloggs. Like when someone says, "Oh, it's a Joe Bloggs movie," they know who the actor is, etc. Gerard Butler. It's a Gerard Butler movie. Everyone instantly knows that it's Gerard Butler.
Angel Has Fallen, best movie ever. That movie is so bad. Oh. Well, actually, before we go on a little bit further, just to take a side quest, actually. Hey! He used the title. I am going to mention a movie very soon, but we'll get to that once we get to that. But yeah. The only people as much as you said that the players are not gonna, I highly doubt any players are gonna come out and be against it.
It depends.
Mainly because I just don't see it being, especially like if governments are coming in and are going to put in a law where it's like, you have to do. I'm just saying it would. I think it would accelerate the process. Yes. I think what I would like to see is maybe not big stars, but like the stars, like somebody, let's say Marcus Rashford.
Yeah,
someone at his stature, because like he's not like the biggest football star, but everybody knows who he is.
Yeah,
right. But also he's got quite a young following. So if he came out, someone like
I was about to say Marcus Rashford is a very good example because of what he did with the school meals.
Yeah.
If he was it shows how much of a weight these players potentially can have.
Yeah.
If they did the right thing and weren't self-interested. Marcus Rashford, hats off to him. He
paid for school meals for.
He stuck to his and he stuck to his guns.
Yeah.
And held the government to account and got a U-turn. Yeah. Not many people can say that.
I mean, to be honest with you, like let's be honest. Marcus Rashford was always going to win that fight.
He was
not going to lose.
He was going to win that fight. The fact is, I was surprised it didn't take. I was surprised at the speed it took. Like, it didn't take that long.
Oh yeah, I think if it was just some random guy in the street, it would have took forever.
That's what I mean. It's like because it was a so well-known name that was, and it wasn't like he just wore a t-shirt or he it was like no, every frigging day he was at them.
Yeah.
And as soon as it was great reading Twitter when any time a Tory MP came out with not kids are getting enough blah 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 blah. And like trying to like poo-poo his request, and he just came back with some stinging remarks. It was great. It's like, damn son, damn, you gave him the full broadside.
I think it's those footballers that we need.
Yeah,
to
that's
come
what
out.
I'm saying.
We need people like Rashford and
basically what I mean is like prominent people, footballers in.
I'd say Sterling.
Yeah, Raheem Sterling, Rashford.
If they were to come out, because those are players with like a young.
Yeah,
I've got more of a younger following than.
But I understand. Anyway, back to EA and the fact that they really. I really am worried that they don't seem to be basically preparing for the inevitable, and they're just holding on and hoping that it'll be all right at the other end.
The thing is, once this comes through, the FIFA game, I reckon the FIFA game for the next couple of years is going to be absolute trash.
Oh, yeah.
Because without FIFA Ultimate Team, right,
the only thing they've
got a glitchy mess
of
a career mode.
Have you seen some of the freaking clips?
I have. It's part of my like pastime is to find glitches. It's not to find glitches. To find videos on YouTube.
I've seen footage, right? And it's I've seen footage where the game literally dislocates someone's leg.
Yes.
To move it out of the way of the ball.
Yes.
Like, and they claim it's not scripted. They claim it's not scripted. EA say it's not scripted, and I'm like, ball fucking shit.
Yeah, there's too many weird things that happen.
There's too many times I go up against lower team opposition that all of a sudden turn into Barcelona. Like, literally, what ping pong fucking football from the goalkeeper all the way up to my goal.
I know.
It's like, no, fuck you, that is not fucking real.
Or like, the weird thing is, right, like, you can script it. But like, if it, like, say you went up against Man City and that happened, you'd be like, well, yeah, of course that happened. It's Man City,
yeah,
right? But you go up against like Brentford, and that's when it happens.
Yeah,
and you go, like, no disrespect to Brentford, but like, no.
What would happen if your Premier League team you went up against Brentford? Brentford would put 10 men behind the ball, force you to break them down, and try and catch you on the counter attack. That's what they would do. The problem is that FIFA has the worst defensive AI
in the world
I have ever seen. Like, it's almost as bad as... Well,
actually, not even just a defensive AI.
The only time I've seen it worse is FIFA 2000. When there was literally... what were they called? Basically, there was like points on the pitch where if you shot, it went in no matter what. And I can't remember what they were called.
It's not even just the defensive AI though now. It's like, it's the whole thing. Like, I had a midfielder once, and I just wanted him to pass the ball to the guy that was literally a couple of yards ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he just passed the ball. He tried to he passed the ball to the guy who was offside. And I'm like,
that's always happened.
Why do you do
the
that?
The offside player overrides everything. I've had players passing the complete opposite direction to where I'm aiming. To no one. It's just so fucking...
Yeah, it's another nail for the loot boxes. Want to move on because I do genuinely just want to talk about.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we made our point.
Yeah, we made our point. It does look like the loot boxes are going to be, because like once
the point I was trying to make is like, EA really needs to start thinking about.
Yeah. The thing is,
I would have thought they would have tried, and
yeah. To be fair, EA at the moment look like all they're doing is like they're just putting their fingers in their ears, closing their eyes,
and hoping it'll
and
turn
just
out,
going la 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 la. I can't hear you,
and hoping it'll turn out all right at the end. And it's like,
that's all they're doing.
If I was a shareholder of EA, I'd be thinking about cashing out.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah.
I would be as well. But anyway, we shall move on.
Yes.
KFC released a console.
Well,
kind of a console. It's more of a PC, a gaming PC.
Yeah, it's a low-end gaming PC with a compartment to keep your KFC chicken warm. I would like to ask the question, who has KFC last long enough to need such a thing?
Well, obviously some people do.
Obviously some people do.
I think it's more of. It's not for the whole thing of like, it keeps your chicken warm. And all that stuff. I think it's more of like, so you can have KFC while you're at the computer.
Yeah, but if you've seen the design, it's like you have to take the chicken out. So
no, that's the point. You open it up.
Yeah.
And then just take it out and then eat.
Yeah, no, but the thing is though, is like, I wouldn't want it loose there. I'd still have the bucket.
Yes.
I'd have it in the bucket, so it's like I'd have to take it out of the bucket.
Oh, what if it's like you're supposed to put the bucket in?
But again, the design doesn't make it look like that. So obviously, we're talking about the fucking KFC bucket. It could be just for like the smaller.
Yeah, that's
true. But again, it's like, I mean,
I love this. I think it's amazing.
It's absolutely hilarious. I love it. It's like only KFC could come up with this. Well, a couple of other companies.
You know what it is,
but it's one of those where like, so KFC have made a gaming PC with a built-in chicken warmer
thing,
and I'm like, well, of course they did.
Why not?
Because of course they did. Why wouldn't they do that?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's just fantastic. To be fair, when I first heard about it, I thought it was just a joke, one of those joke things.
I thought it was as well.
I thought they were just being like, this it was going to be like on an advert.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not an actual real product. It's just an advert.
No, apparently it is.
No, it's a real product.
It really is. Again, like I say, I don't think we would need it because the KFC doesn't last long enough to need it.
No.
So, no.
It's perfectly fine for us. But yeah. I'm generally wondering like what they're going to do next now. I mean, what do you do to top this? The only thing I can think of is actually make a next gen console with a chicken warmer in it. Like that's literally the only thing I can think of that you could actually top this with.
I think the thing you could top this with is an actual console that would cook.
Oh, it actually cook the thing.
Actually cook the KFC. The problem with that is that you'd have to have the fats.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
That's not going to
Maybe like a microwave.
Yeah, but again, unless, I mean, don't get me wrong, microwave KFC is quite good. Problem, you need it. Actually, no, that wouldn't work with the frigging console. That would, with the electronics, it would fuck everything up. So no, yeah, I don't think they can top it.
I think the only thing they can do is make an actual next gen console to rival the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Like to actually rival, like people actually look at this thing and be like, yeah, that's a next gen console. Yeah, that's the only thing that they can do.
That's not gonna happen though.
No.
It's not.
Although to be fair, I said that they're not going to make a console.
I mean, let's be honest, right? I'm not ruling out the possibility of them taking like a PlayStation 5
and sticking a chicken warmer
and basically sticking a chicken warmer next to it as one of the panels. I'm not ruling that out, but I don't think an actual console is anywhere near feasible.
Because I reckon if you took the Xbox Series X design and just like made it a little bit bigger, so the tray there's a tray at the bottom. And you just put the stuff.
The problem is you need it above the heat source.
Oh, I'd try at the top then.
Yeah. And then vents at the... Yeah. Anyway.
Here's the thing. You could make the console look like a chicken.
Yes. Yes, you could.
I love this. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I want them to do this.
I mean...
I want them to keep doing this.
I mean, they're bound to do something because I think, was it beginning of this year or end of last year they made that the KFC dating game.
Yes, where you could date Colonel Sanders. Yes. And it was at the beginning of the year when the whole rumours of the KFC, the KF console was around, and this because this was when like the hype for the new next gen consoles was happening. This is why I thought it was just like an advert. I didn't think it was like an actual thing.
But it is.
But it is an actual thing, and I love it.
I mean, hats off to them for doing it.
I mean, this year has sucked, but you know what? It's given me a KFC console, a KF console. Anyway, on to the next little thing. Wonder Woman 84 sucks.
Yes, apparently
it sucks. I've read some of the reviews. So, anybody looking forward to the Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie, you have fun with that.
Right.
Because it's the same people who made this movie. Oh, my God. Oh, the only thing is, like I was actually going to go see this movie.
The thing is, right,
I was going to...
Wonder Woman, the first one,
is
a good movie. Yeah. Let's be
apart from the final third act.
Yeah, apart from the fight with spoilers, Hades.
Ares.
Yeah. Oh, no, Hades. It's Ares, isn't it? Ares, the god of war. Yeah. Apart from the fight with Ares, yeah, that's a bit meh. It falls flat on its face there. But the whole movie, in a whole, is actually pretty good.
I enjoyed it.
Gal Gadot is fantastic.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. I love her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, here's the weird thing. Right, this isn't like Star Wars with like The Last Jedi, Force Awakens, and Rise of Skywalker, right? Where it's like different people running the movies. Now this is the same people who did the first one. So you'd think, they've got this in the bag, right?
They know what they're doing.
They've did the first one.
Yeah,
they clearly know what Wonder Woman is about.
Yeah, they clearly know what Wonder Woman is about.
Reading the stuff that some of the reviewers have put out, yeah, these people do not understand Wonder Woman at all. Are we 100% sure these are the same people that did the first movie?
Is it the same scriptwriter?
Yeah. Same scriptwriter, same director, same group of people. And these are the same people who are going on to make the Rogue Squadron movie. So have fun with that, people.
That puts me...
Here's one of the things. There's a little bit of a spoiler here. Right. So, Trevor? I want to say Trevor for some bizarre reason.
The one who dies in Wonder Woman.
Chris Pratt's character.
He's back.
He's back, right?
Yeah.
He's a World War I pilot.
Yes.
Yes? Understand?
Yeah.
You understand me?
He's a World War I pilot.
He is just miraculously able to fly a jet. A jet.
I mean, there would be
He died in World War One.
Yes.
He's able to fly, no training, nothing whatsoever. Right. He's able to fly a jet in 1984.
Right. Okay, first things first. I know what you mean, as in, like, he's been flying these things for fucking years. That sort of thing. A person who's trained on propeller-propelled aircraft can fly jets. The difference is that there's a lot more. There are differences. You just can't be fluent in it, and it's, in a sense, it's like in one sense, it's like riding a bike. In which
I get that,
right?
But like,
I'm imagining that what you mean is that he can fly it as if he's been flying jet aircraft since he was a toddler and can dogfight with the best of them.
Yeah,
and it's like the fundamentals are the same, but it's like going from a moped to a superbike.
Yeah, or
a hatchback to a Bugatti Veyron. It's like, yeah, you know what all the knobs and whistles do and the dials
this
and everything.
This is a completely different animal.
But, like, but, you know, there are massive differences in... So he'd be able to fly it, just, you know, not actually, you know, pull stupid maneuvers in it, because that takes training.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... The air forces in the world don't shove you... I mean, they don't instantly shove you into a jet aircraft to train you on jet aircraft. No, what they do is they put you in a propeller aircraft.
Yeah, they start you off small, and then
they give you a training. What a specifically, you know, there are jet planes that are specifically used as training aircraft. The Red Arrows, the Hawk.
No idea.
The plane that the RAF's Red Arrows use is a training craft. Yeah. It's a training plane. That is what the RAF primarily use it for, is training purposes, and for the Red Arrows to look absolutely amazing and cool. But it's a gradual process. They don't just simply shove you into a jet. But
not for this guy. He just gets in and flies that thing like it's his Cadillac. Like, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like throttle. Like, the thing is like there are some similarities between a propeller, like throttle, control stick, rudder. Like, the basic principles are the same, but
I think we've gone far too much into detail about this.
No, I'm just saying, like, I can understand where they've come from, because it's like, oh, he's a fighter pilot, therefore he'll be able to fly the plane. And it's like, well, yes, he can fly. There's flying the plane, and then there's flying the plane. You know, there's taking off, flying to point B and landing, and then there's taking off, flying, doing acrobatic shit, and then landing. Which I feel the latter is what they're going to have him do. And it's like, no.
Wonder Woman...
I mean, he could be able to attempt it, but there has to... for it to be believable, there'd have to be a scene of him going, oh, fuck! This is not right! This is a little bit more...
Plus the G-force.
Yeah.
Like there's no way he would be used to the G-force.
Oh, no, not at all. Not in a million years would he be used to the G-force.
The other thing is, like, he just... Because, if I've read it right, they basically steal it from a museum. Right?
Okay.
They steal it from a museum.
So what jet aircraft are we talking about?
It's
I know asking you is probably the wrong
I know
person.
it's American. It's got a weird animal name.
Saber?
No. Aardvark. It's something Aardvark, if I remember correctly.
I'm trying to think of a blooming American. Is it a military or a civilian?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a jet plane.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Asking you is the wrong person. I'd have to look at the movie just to see it, but like.
But anyway, there's other things in there like Wonder Woman.
A lot of people are complaining about Chitara. Is it Chitara or
Cheetah?
Cheetah. Yeah, a lot of people.
Chitara.
Chitara is Thundercat. Cheetah. Look.
Cheetah. Yeah.
A lot of people are complaining about her. I know that.
It's mainly for like she is your generic sort of
and she's
nerd who is really beautiful when she takes the glasses off, sort of deal.
Isn't she like Wonder Woman's like main antagonist?
In the movie,
one
yes.
of them? No. In the comics, she's one of the main antagonists.
She's one of the more well-known ones. Yeah.
It's like I hate these people that like, oh, we have to make them more relevant to the modern era, and it's like, but there's a way to do it, and you've got to take into account the character that you're using, because there are shit that character won't do that if you just take the name and the costume and shove it on anyone, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I would have thought, the likes of Suicide Squad, a couple of the X-Men films.
I think that's the most disappointing about this. Like, out of all the DC movies, Wonder Woman was probably the best one.
Yeah. It wasn't an Oscar winner, but it was a good movie.
Maybe, fighting it out, depending. I think it depends. My preference is, I'd say Wonder Woman's the better movie.
Also, we're separating the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh yeah, because that's not part of it. I'm only on about the ones that
the DC universe. Yeah.
I'm only, because I would say, depending on your preference, it's between Shazam and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
On which one's better.
Yeah, and I think that falls down.
I think it depends on what you.
It falls down to preference between those two. I love Shazam only because it's just like, they nailed every single character.
Yeah, they nailed Shazam.
Every single character was nailed.
And also the gut punches just come in and right them. At the right moment, like the bit where he finds his mum, and she's just sort of like, "Yeah, I left you there deliberately," and it's just like, "Oh my god, you're a bitch!"
Spoilers, by the way. Yeah,
it's like 2 years old. If you haven't seen it, tough shit.
I know. By the way, Black Adam looks fucking amazing.
Black Adam looks
because it's
awesome.
The Rock.
Looks awesome. I can't wait.
When I found out that The Rock was producer for Shazam, and I was like, holy shit, he's a producer?
Yeah.
What can he not do?
He does everything.
I mean, we used to joke that The Rock's the exception to the rule, but he's starting to...
It's turned out he is actually the exception to the rule.
Holy shit. And that he's producing Black Adam, and like I've seen the trailer, and it's like, because it was like, wait, Black Adam,
much as I like
Black Adam is a villain. Why are they making him the main star? And then they showed the trailer. It's like, yeah, he's still the villain.
Yeah, he's still the villain. The only thing that I'm like disappointed in is the fact that he doesn't have the hair.
Oh yeah,
like,
but
the hairline is not there.
But
I can live. But
here's the thing: because it's The Rock playing it, if he had Black Adam's hair, it would look fake as fuck.
Oh yeah, it would.
It's like, that doesn't look right.
No.
I'd rather have The Rock without Black Adam's hair.
He looks good as Black Adam.
I'd rather have The Rock without Black Adam's hair than with, because it, like I say, it would look wrong.
Yeah, it looked like Ron Perlman wearing the anime hair.
Yes.
If anybody's seen that, by the way, oh my god, I kind of just want to see that movie, just for how ludicrous that movie looks.
The Monster Hunter movie. I was watching that trailer and I was going, please, this can't be. It is, but it can't be.
Isekai!
It's just like, you do know, like, the setting for Monster Hunter World needs no explanation. Does not need Marines to show up in that world.
Oh, but it does.
Well, yeah,
it's Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, Paul
W.S.
Anderson.
All he knows how to do.
Paul W.S. Anderson is the J.J. Abrams of game movies.
He only knows one way.
No originality whatsoever.
Yeah, apparently Wonder Woman's absolutely terrible as well. Yeah. Like half of the movie, she's a dick to everyone for no reason.
I don't understand. I don't understand this whole thing with these scriptwriters, and they want this feminist, because it's not feminine. It's not feminism. Feminism I see as equality, like women seen as equal to men. Not superior, not inferior, equal. Based on their own merits.
She's not just a dick to men; she's a dick to everyone.
No, that's what I'm saying. And they literally have these like movies, and they're like, it's a powerful feminist, strong character, and it's like, you do know
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and it's like, and they have these characters like that they say are like these that they're strong and independent, and they always end up being dicks and arseholes and fucking terrible to other people. And it's like, no, that's not being strong.
That was a good thing about Wonder Woman. The first one.
The first one.
She wasn't an asshole.
She wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't a terrible person. She was, she had her morals, and she had her morals. She had her standards, but she wasn't like dismissive or judgmental. It was like, no, I know what based on my morals, this is what I should be doing right now. And if you want to stop me, then you're in my way. So please get out of the way. And it's, I don't understand this like whole thing of like, to be a strong woman, you have to be an absolute prick. Like, no. That's just being a prick.
That's just you being a prick.
Yeah, that's not strength.
You're not being strong or...
You're not being strong. Like you're not being...
Yeah, Captain Marvel. Like, for Marvel to come out and be like, yes, this is who we're using to promote our strong, independent women sort of thing.
Released in the same year as Alita, by the way.
We're going to use possibly the worst female character we could possibly think of.
Yeah,
in Marvel.
In a character pool, I mean, granted, they couldn't use Storm. They couldn't use Storm. They could have used
Black Widow.
Yes, because they already had Black Widow.
They already had Black Widow.
They already had Black Widow. They had a character. She was and still is an absolute friggin' badass.
Scarlett Johansson plays Black Widow perfectly.
Yeah, and also here's the thing: Black Widow, yeah, she's a bitch to people, but it's the character. Like, yes. I'm not going to put up with bullshit.
She's cold.
Yeah, she's cold. It's like, no, this is my job. This is not. There is no personal stuff here. This is my job. My job is to make sure Tony Stark doesn't get shot in the face.
Captain Marvel is like, always feels like they're trying to go with like a Captain America sort of thing with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? But it always just sort of feels you've got the stoicness down, but you're forgetting that Steve Rogers is a nice guy.
Yeah.
At the end of everything, he's a decent human being. Yeah. Captain Marvel just turns out to be a dick to everybody because she can be a dick to everybody. Yeah. And it's just sort of like, you've kind of completely forgotten the whole point.
And then gets one shot by Thanos.
I absolutely love that. The thing, it's not the fact that she gets one shot by him. It's just the fact that they made this whole palaver of like, yes, Captain Marvel's in this movie. Yes, she is the representation. And then you just have her get one shot by Thanos to the end of the movie. And it's just sort of like...
I also have issue with that and here's my one issue with Endgame, is that scene, is the hero shot of all the women. And it's like...
It just feels forced.
And that's the thing I hate the most, is the forced. It's like, there is no reason for it except for, look at us being progressive.
See, the thing what they should have done was, instead of, if they should have just took that thing out,
right,
that bit where they're all posing.
The thing where all the women are passing Spider-Man to, I think it's to Iron Man, when they're basically throwing him around like a baton, when they're basically batoning him all the way to Tony Stark, right? That is a damn good scene, and if it wasn't for that first bit beforehand, which was clearly put in
because
solely for
you do have to ask
solely
some questions.
for Marvel Studios to say, look at us being a progressive.
You do have to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Right? In that scene,
Yeah.
they are all together.
Yes.
How do they end up so far apart?
Yeah, I don't bother because I take that scene and just throw it into the bin because it's not needed. It doesn't progress the story, doesn't do anything except make... It's just a pat on Marvel patting themselves on the back. That's all it is. They've got so many good scenes in that final fight of like Pepper Potts being a badass.
Donning the armour.
Donning the armour and fighting alongside Tony Stark's. They've got Valkyrie doing awesome shit. Scarlet Witch. That's just the entire female cast.
To be fair, Captain Marvel takes out Thanos' ship.
Yeah,
just
Captain Marvel just like one-shots Thanos' capital ship. Like, there's so many scenes that in that final fight there where the entire female cast are being complete and utter badasses, on equal with the rest of the male cast. So many of them that scene is not needed. And it just picks on me so much. Like, you didn't have to put that in there, and it just comes across as smug and Marvel patting themselves on the back and look at how progressive we're being. Look, we're giving them women their moment in the spotlight. And do you know how fucking obnoxious that sounds?
Yes.
Because it's not a woman that's saying that. It's a man. Look at us giving the women folk their time in the light. That's what I get in my head when that shit happens. It's not a massive like, oh well, a woman did this, you know. It's like, no, this is a fucking old guy in a fucking suit sitting at the back of the movie laughing his ass off saying, look at all those stupid women, look at just give them a moment in the spotlight.
No, it's not. It's what it is. It's just like, well, that's another $100,000 in the bank.
No, that's what I'm saying. Look at those gullible women all eating this shit up, blah blah blah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't even have to care about it. I just have to shove something on the screen that makes it look like I give a shit, and they'll eat it up. And it's so disingenuous. That it comes across to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I never liked that.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
well, to be fair, DC's going that way as well. So
yes.
Oh my god. Have you heard about I Am Not Starfire? Oh.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Wait. Do I want to know?
No.
Great.
No. All you need to do is just type in I'm Not Starfire and look at the picture that you see, and then you'll understand.
Wait, she's a person from another planet and...
Oh no, it's not Starfire.
Oh, it's not Starfire.
Yeah, it's called I Am Not Starfire.
So why is it anything to do with Starfire then?
Because it has something to do with Starfire.
But
it's just like, no, I do not.
Oh, it's like when they bloody did the whole thing with Wonder Woman, and it's like, you do know she's based on Greek mythology, and
also,
have you not seen the fucking statues of?
Well,
of,
it's not
in Greece.
It's not just that, right? Like, look, right, okay, right. Taking Wonder Woman as a thing, right? For the things Wonder Woman does, you need an athletic body.
Yeah.
Right. You can't be somebody who sits on the couch and eats potato chips.
No.
Or crisps. It's not going to work. You're not going to do anything.
I mean, yes, comics are a suspension of belief. However, that only goes so far.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to expect someone who looks like me to be able to lift up a car and throw it somewhere. Like, I'm never going to believe that. But if I see someone with giant fuck-off muscles...
Yes.
Yeah, I'll believe that. I'll be like, yeah, I can stay off my belief for long enough for that. If I see the Rock in a movie punch a hole through the wall, yeah, alright, I'm going to go there. But if I see someone who's like this tub of lard do it, I'm just going to be like, nah, mate.
Yeah.
Nah. Unless there's like an actual reason.
Yeah, like for example, Blob is a mutant.
Yeah,
like,
but other than
his body mass is not necessarily depicted by what he does. His mutant gene is what's depicted the way he looks.
Yeah. But it's just comics, man. Comics. Just read manga. Everybody just go and read manga.
Yeah, because
those people just don't give a shit. They'll put whatever they want on this.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment, and this is the reason why.
They're like, I want to draw a sexy girl, so I'm going to draw a sexy girl.
But I'm going to make this sexy girl an absolute badass, so, you know.
Yeah. Or I'm going to draw a humongously muscled, chiseled guy.
Yeah.
And have him be...
Oh, the whole argument of One Piece. Oh, One Piece is sexist. It's like, no, everyone is fucking hot in that. I mean, everyone!
He draws everybody as like a fucking babe and... fucking man magnets.
Everyone is hot in that. Have you not seen? Unless there's
Luffy's sporting a fucking 12-pack and he's
I mean, it's like, oh well, Nami's big-breasted. Yeah. Have you not seen Zoro? The guy literally goes around topless all day.
All the time.
All the time.
No, to be fair, he has a bandage around his thing because he's always getting cut.
Yes, that is
He has a bandage around the thing, but you can see everything.
Yeah,
like he's not leaving anything to imagination. Yeah. You've got Sanji, who is the mysterious guy with the cool guy with the cigarette and the hair. He's the pretty boy.
Yeah, but he's the tall, dark, handsome one.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone in
One Piece is
apart from characters who are deliberately drawn to be disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is hot.
Everyone is made to look hot. Look, I mean, Mihawk. He's got the big giant fuck off Elton John hats. He never wears a t-shirt. He's got the vampire cloak going. He rides on I still don't understand how this boat moves. He rides on a dinghy with a giant cross on it. Like, how does that even move?
Let's not forget, Kaido is a dragon.
And Kaido's a fucking 60-foot man with fucking muscles the size of a human being. Like...
And a dragon. Let's not forget.
And your concern is like, oh, the women have big boobs. Have you not seen these people?
You clearly just go to DeviantArt, and that is your problem.
Like, what the fuck? But anyway, I think we shall move on to...
Yeah, we've bashed we've bashed the comics and
we bashed EA.
DC. We've bashed EA. We've bashed DC.
Shall we move on? We're going to move on to games that are coming out next year.
Games that are potentially and hopefully coming out next year.
Games that we are looking forward to as well. Mm-hmm. I've got two lists. I've got IGN's like all the big games coming out next.
Yeah.
And then there's actually a list on Wikipedia.
Games which have a actual release date.
I think they have a expected release date.
Expected release.
Because obviously games can always get put back.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what we'll do is we will start with Wikipedia and we'll see where we go.
Because Wikipedia is the most accurate
of
sources of information.
I know. I think the IGN one has got a lot of the ones that are like
the hype
to be confirmed.
Yeah,
that's not. They're expected.
Yeah, but IGN it's like it's basically the hype stuff.
Yeah, whereas most of these actually have a release. Like a release time in like this January and all that sort of stuff. Right, so January to March we have Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection that's the 5 games out on the PC.
Yeah.
They're all coming to console.
I think that's timed for shortly before the latest
one. The new VR game.
The new one. Is it VR? Is it confirmed?
I have no idea. I don't care. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a big game that people talk about on YouTube and on the Twitter that I'm not on.
Scott Pilgrim vs. World not out yet. I would have thought it would be out.
No, it's not. Right, so we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World coming out on January.
I'm 14th. So happy that is coming back out.
The complete edition.
I'm so happy.
On the 20th though, this is for me. This is the first big game for me. Hitman 3.
Oh god, yeah. Which they're also they're also timing 20th. That for Hitman 1 and 2 to get VR support. I think so that all 3 are VR supported. I am so tempted to play all 3 of them in VR. If I can.
That's pretty. The 26th, I actually talked about this in the last one. Atelier Ryza 2 is coming out. The first Atelier sequel.
Yes, because they're mostly like Final Fantasy where the games aren't actually connected. Per se.
The new Disgaea 6, a new Disgaea is coming out on January 28th. There's a lot coming out on the 28th, actually. So yeah, that's coming out on the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. There's actually trailers for it on YouTube now. You can have a look at.
Just the numbers. Numbers
the
go
story,
up.
The story looks actually kind of funny.
Well, the stories are always funny. They're hilarious.
Xbox fans will be any Xbox users who are fans of the Yakuza games. The Yakuza Remastered Collection is coming out onto the Xbox.
Sweet.
That is, I think it's actually all of them. I think it's all of them up to Like a Dragon.
Oh, so 0 to like.
To 6.
6.
Yeah. Which is not bad, because that's a fair good few games. 29th, nothing really. I mean, there's ReZero, but I'm more into the anime than I am actually the.
Super Meat Boy Forever for those that like the ridiculously hard platformer.
That is supposed to come out in January. It is part of the to be announced.
Yeah.
So it's expected to come out in January, but it may not. February 2nd, Outriders.
Yeah,
that game looks really damn cool.
Good. I really doubt I'll have a PS5 for that.
It's not PS5, it's PS4.
And PS5.
And PS5, yes, but it's PS4. And Xbox and Xbox Series X. Neo Remastered? Oh, Neo for the PS5.
Yeah.
Okay. Neo 2 Remastered for the PS5. That's on February 5th. Little Nightmares 2 comes out on the 11th of February.
Sweet.
Which is nice. I'll definitely be getting that game. I'm looking forward to it. Persona 5 Strikers, another game I'm definitely getting because, of course, I am. Persona. That comes out on the 23rd of February. Now, this has been out in Japan for, I think, about a year, maybe a bit longer.
Persona is like what Final Fantasy used to be, where it would take absolutely forever once it was released in Japan to come over to. Because I remember 9 being released and just taking absolutely forever.
To get
over here. It was like near the end of the PS1's life cycle when it finally came out over here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Still, it is a work of friggin' art because that game still looks beautiful.
It still looks good, and it's even amazing when you think that it's a PS1 game.
Yeah.
And it still looks this good.
Yeah.
So
compare that to 7 and 8, and you can clearly tell.
Yeah.
Like they've got the most out of it, but also they did it in such a style where it didn't age as much as 7 and
8. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection for the Switch comes out on the 25th. That's about it. Oh, Bravery Default 2. That comes out on the 26th of February. So to be fair, February is quite a good month for the Switch. Yeah. There's quite a few games there coming out. I have no idea what Destruction All Stars is. Although no, that's that. It was at E3.
Yeah.
That weird. I don't know. Right. March. Yakuza Like a Dragon comes out on the 2nd of March for the PS5. I shall be getting that. I've been waiting for it to come into the PS5 to complete my collection. March 18th. After that, oh my god, Monster Energy Supercross on March the 11th. Does anybody actually play those games?
Apparently so.
I've never met anybody that's into any of these games.
Apparently, and there must be a market for it.
But anyway,
March 18th has Prince of Persia.
Yes,
apparently.
That's probably I reckon that's going to get put back. I don't think that's coming out in March 18th.
Possibly.
I mean, it could do. I mean, it is Ubisoft.
That is very true.
I'm not putting past them to releasing a fucking shit game.
Well, they did release.
But also,
they did release Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So
yes, that's very true. Any JRPG fans? The Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 4. I haven't even got through the first one yet, and there's the 4th one coming out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get onto it.
Oh god, the 4th one. I really like the first one, if I'm honest. I gotta be honest. Any others in March? Doesn't look. Oh, Monster Hunter Rise comes out in March, March 26th, and to be announced. So it's expected to come out in March. Disco Elysium: The Final Cut.
Ah, yes. For those people who like Disco Elysium but have not got it on PC, the PS5 version's coming out.
PS5. It's also coming to Stadia. Also, the final cut, they've added like a load of stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's like, for those of you like I hope that when it comes out, like those that have already got it, it's just an add-on and not as much.
Yes.
So I hope that's the way they're doing it.
Okay. On to April to June. Now, there's not much here. And
No,
after that, it's just
it's basically to be
unscheduled.
announced.
Yeah.
Potentially at the end of the year.
So April 9th is Guilty Gear Strive.
I mean, it's Guilty Gear. What more do you want?
So and April 23rd, April's looking like a good month. Is Near Replicant version 1.2247744871139, and I'm sure there's a couple of more.
Yeah, it continues on. Because of course it does.
May, we've got Deathloop.
Yes.
And June 22nd, we have Back for Blood.
Also known as basically more Left 4 Dead.
Obviously, these are all scheduled. These could all change.
They could all change.
These could all change. These are games that have a release date at the moment.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Left 4 Dead. Back 4 Blood. Sorry. Yeah, Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood, like, I've seen some people play it and they've literally gone like, it is basically Left 4 Dead, but there's a couple of issues with it, like some I think what they call the tall boy has too much HP sort of thing, and it kind of disrupts the flow. But it's in beta. I think it's in beta at the moment. So there's a lot of things that, like, some people that if the community don't like, they've got time to.
Oh yeah, they've got plenty of time. They've got 6 months.
Yeah, they've got 6 months. They can and you know, stuff like enemies being too tanky.
And that is if it does come out on June 22nd. It might not.
Might get delayed.
It might get
delayed.
What
I'm saying is like
so.
But like, if there's stuff that comes out, like the flow of game is disrupted because a certain enemy is too bullet spongy. Yeah. Then that's a fix easily by just lowering the HP of that enemy.
So I've gone on to the IGN because this has some other games that are coming out in June. So The Medium. Now that's that weird sort of Silent Hill looking.
Oh yeah.
Where you can do certain things in each world, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. That comes out on January 28th. So that also comes out in January. That's a good thing. We've got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury coming out in February. Like anybody gives a shit about Riders Republic, man. Fucking Ubisoft and their weird ass games. Returnal comes out.
Oh yeah, that's that.
That's that, like, I'm going to say Dead Space meets Risk of Rain.
Yeah,
sort of game.
Yeah, it does look.
I think it's a PlayStation exclusive as well.
Potentially, yeah, but it does look interesting.
It just says here PlayStation 5. It doesn't have any other games, so I think it is. It's looking like it's just a PlayStation exclusive.
Possibly, maybe a timed exclusive. Could be. It does look interesting.
That's March 19th. It Takes Two.
Ah, yes, the platformer.
That is expected on March 26th. That's from the makers of A Way Out and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Monster Hunter Rise, we've already spoken about that. Ruined King, Deathloop, May. Far Cry 6 is expected on May 25th.
Well, Ruined Kings. Is it Ruined Kings or Ruined King?
Ruined King.
That's the League of Legends.
It doesn't have a date. It just says early 2021. So that's why I didn't mention
no
that.
Official date. Well, that should be out by next year, at sometime next year, unless it enters development hell, which is possible.
That's true. Far Cry 6, like I said, is expected May 25th. That's probably going to change.
And it's a Far Cry game, so that's what that's going to be.
Yeah, Back 4 Blood, obviously. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, that doesn't have a date, it just says spring. Now we're on to games that they don't really have dates. Halo Infinite is set for fall 2021.
I'm pretty sure
last time I heard anything about that, it was actually going to be
2022.
Yeah, 2022. GTA 5 next gen. Oh yeah, I don't really care about that one.
Horizon Forbidden
West, second half of 2021.
I think Guerrilla will I don't see that being
delayed
by much.
But that's the thing. There's not an actual date.
No, there's not an official
so
date.
We're good from that. But it's looking, if it's anything like Horizon Zero Dawn, like, just give me more of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need too much. You don't need to do too much to that. It looks good. Anything? The Evil Dead game, it just says 2021. Ghostwire Tokyo also just says 2021. Same with God of War Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok. If it comes out next year, it'll be at the very end of next year. I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
I think early 2021.
Gotham Knights.
22. Sorry.
Is also expected to come out in 2021. It features online co-op for 2 players.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it looks good.
If they can remove the energy bars, that'll be perfect.
Or at least give the option to remove them.
Yeah. I don't want to know.
Hogwarts Legacy is coming out in 2021.
I do feel sorry for the developers of that game because there's so much shit that doesn't involve the game that's happening around anything to do with Harry Potter. And
no, actually, there's things that have nothing to do with Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
They
have nothing to do with Harry Potter.
That is like affecting Harry Potter negatively.
Except, the writer of it.
Resident Evil Village. Now, that is a game that I'm looking forward to.
That looks good.
Oh, another game I'm looking forward to, and it's Nintendo Switch exclusive, Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is going to be the first Shin Megami Tensei game a lot of people have played.
Yes, it will be, because
the rest of them were all, let's just be
they're a bit weird.
They're a bit
weird.
Well, they're a bit weird. They're niche. They are niche. Dark Side.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I was definitely looking forward to that. The problem is that thing seems to be in development hell now.
And that's about it. Rainbow Six Quarantine. What the fuck's that?
It's not. Wasn't that just going to be a blooming add-on to freaking?
Yeah,
Siege?
I thought it was.
I thought it was as
Hold
well.
on. Rainbow Six Quarantine is a free-player tactical co-op game that pits your squad against a deadly parasite. Quarantine is built on the foundation of Rainbow Six Siege, according to Ubisoft, and is currently scheduled for release between April 2021 and March 2022. So a year.
Yeah.
Hopefully an exact date and perhaps a title change will be.
It's a zombie siege. The problem is they now have Back for Blood coming out. And Back for Blood is being made by the people who made Left 4 Dead. Which means that's the bar.
Well, it depends what it is.
From the looks of it, it's a zombie co-op squad shooter.
That doesn't mean it's going to be like Back for Blood. But
the thing is, though, at the moment, because we don't know fucking anything about it, that's what it's going to be put up against. If you go up co-op zombie shooter, what are you going to think?
Oh yeah, you're going to think Left 4 Dead.
Exactly.
Although, whenever it comes to zombie things, I just think Dying Light. Actually, that's not on the list.
Oh, Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually got an official release date.
It was meant to come out this year, but it got put back.
Yeah. Which makes me worried.
Yeah, it makes me worried too, because I really like Dying Light.
Yeah.
And they're still supporting Dying Light. There's been new add-ons just been put onto it. So it's not, Dying Light hasn't died. They haven't
Yeah, it's still in development. I just the fact that it's gone dark, it's one of those things where it's like, well, maybe they're just hunkering down and working on the game and make.
Yeah.
It's like, well, look, we've got nothing new
to show
anyone.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
I really, really want to do co-op on Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
I really want to do
co-op on Dying Light's pretty darn fun.
I'd really enjoy just drop kicking zombies between us.
Yeah. Or just drop kicking them off a building.
Oh, that's the most fun thing to watch. You just kick them off and you just watch them go woo.
Splat.
They got the parkour and the way, the inventive ways of killing zombies.
Yeah.
Just they got it down to a point.
And not the type of weapon. No, yeah, I'm just gonna run up this wall, bounce off this, and then just friggin'
Superman punch the zombie's head into the ground.
Well, depending on my mood, either Superman punch this zombie's head off. Yeah, I finally got that. Or Mario stomp them.
Yeah, I loved it. It's so much fun. It's such a good game, Dying Light.
Yeah.
I do hope that Dying Light 2 doesn't go through production hell and all that sort of stuff. I hope.
They are being a lot more ambitious with this one.
Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart.
Yeah, which
that's also it's first half. There's no full release date of that. Gran Turismo 7, first half of 2021. I'm expecting you're probably going to get Gran Turismo.
Possibly,
because you usually do get the Gran Turismo games.
I usually do.
I mean, granted, you have to be able to get a PS5 first.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing that's stopping me from like committing to like, oh my god, I'm definitely getting this. Also, well, I've had every single Gran Turismo since 3, apart from the latest one, which was Sport.
Yeah, which really wasn't. Much.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the thing I like about Gran Turismo is taking like a. It's basically like it's the progression of like getting a really
taking a mini
and
just souping it up so it does like ridiculous speeds.
Yeah.
So we can have our mini races.
Yeah, and then there's like get a Dodge Viper and tune that to the max to get the maximum speed. I think I apart from like the non-realistic cars, I'm pretty sure the fastest car you could get going was the Dodge Viper. Because basically the Dodge Viper was basically just the mother of all V10s in front of a freaking steering wheel.
Yeah,
it's pretty much what a Dodge Viper was. But like that was the fastest I could ever get anything to go, was in a Dodge Viper, fully souped up and fully like decked out and full thing, and then put it on the speed trap and just accelerate till max. And it's just. I love that whole thing of like just like making the car better and better and seeing how it improved. So yeah, it's an actual Gran Turismo game. I'm probably gonna get it. I just hope they don't put in the leveling.
I will be kind
that they
to you.
had.
I will be kind to you because I do plan on getting a SSD drive.
Yeah.
If you can't get a PS5.
Yeah.
You can put Gran Turismo on my PS5. I will let you play Gran Turismo on my PS5. I will be kind.
I should have a PS5 by then. The supply issues should have been solved by then. Although,
you'd think that, but we're still in COVID.
Although, if the scammers, scabbers can just fuck off.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be nice.
I'd like to be able to actually look at Amazon when they get a supply and then not have to literally have half a second to fucking hit the button. Actually, no. Tell a lie. 0.01 of a second, because it's all fucking bots. Annoys the fucking hell out of me.
True. But yeah, anyway, I think we'll pretty much end it. What's been your favorite game of 2020?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that's mine. I was gonna be a troll and say Cyberpunk. For like, although it is buggy and everything, but like, God, that game makes me laugh. It makes me laugh.
Here's the thing, right? Despite all its issues, if CD Projekt Red had given its staff enough time to actually finish the game and have it run well, if they'd done that, we wouldn't be having this argument.
Oh, I know.
There wouldn't be a question, because I can see like. The stuff that they've added and the immersiveness that they can include works really, really well. The problem is that because they've rushed it out for Christmas, they've fucked over the staff who haven't been able to get it into a good enough state, because, you know, they're not miracle workers, they're human, and to be honest, I have a feeling if they hadn't have crunched their staff, the game might have been actually in a better condition.
Probably.
Because, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, if you've worked 100 hours in a week, that lasts like 20 hours? At least? Maybe 40 hours? There's no way you're an effective, productive person. Not a fucking chance. You are just literally doing stuff automatically and not actually paying attention to what you're doing.
But I was going to say Cyberpunk as a troll.
Yes.
But nah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Just
Sucker Punch deserves some fucking credit.
They deserve all the love.
Because the Games Award did not give them any.
They decided to give it to Naughty Dog, and in my opinion, Naughty Dog did not deserve it this year.
No.
Ghost of Tsushima is such a good game.
Right, Naughty Dog did deserve some credit, but not as much as they got heaped on.
No, what I'm saying is like they gave them all the credit, which I don't believe they deserve all the credit. Ghost of Tsushima is just great. It's what it delivers everything that it says it's going to deliver.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't try to it doesn't pander to anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't lie straight up to your face. CD Projekt Red. And just for the fact that they decided to give us a multiplayer mode with all this sort of with a loot, which has a loot game and has customization in there for free
in a better condition than some live services were and still are.
Yeah.
Anthem, we're looking at you.
Anthem, Marvel's Avengers.
Marvel's Avengers.
And they gave it to us for free when they could have charged us.
They could have charged
us.
us.
Let's be honest, I think a lot of people would have been like, yeah, fine, I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
And they could have charged us about 15 quid for it.
But they didn't.
And they didn't. They gave us
granted, free. Yes, because they're a Sony studio, they can probably do it. Sony can afford to take the hit. But still, it's like...
They didn't have to do it.
They didn't have to do it. And
they already gave us a well-working game.
Yeah, they had already given us our value for our money with Ghost of Tsushima. The honourable mentions, I would probably say Hades. Definitely Hades.
I would say Hades, but I bought Hades last year. I paid for Hades last year. So again, my opinion is that
the argument I have is that it was fully properly released.
Yeah,
I
know, but like
another game that's been out for absolutely ages, but has finally this year.
Among Us.
No.
Factorio.
That was another game that was been in beta for so long, but I think this year it got its official 1.0 release.
I'm gonna go with Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah.
Because it's a Crash Bandicoot game. It's an actual Crash Bandicoot game on current gen. You don't understand how happy I am to say
without
that.
Some bullshit mechanics thrown in for no reason.
Yeah, on the new mechanics that I have put in, they work.
Yeah.
But
no, what I'm saying is you know how they when Activision took over and did the PS2 games and the PS3 games, and they were just
they weren't just weird
awful
little gimmicks.
They're just awful games. Basically, the Crash Bandicoot 4 is basically look, we know what makes Crash Bandicoot good. We're just going to do that.
What I'm praying and I'm hoping is that because it actually did quite well. What I'm hoping is I don't want another Crash Bandicoot game.
No.
I'm hoping that because Spyro Reignited did quite well, and then Crash Bandicoot 4's done quite well,
you get a Spyro 4.
They get a new Spyro game.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if they announced a new Spyro game,
an actual Spyro, not the the friggin' Cinder stuff.
It would be Toys for Bob who did it.
Yeah,
they'd probably give it to Toys for Bob, and they're the ones that did Reignited, and they're also the ones that did Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah.
So I have faith that they would try and do a traditional Spyro game.
Yeah.
Instead of adding in weird sort of gimmicks.
Instead of the reboot they'd done for the PS.
The dark reboot that they did.
Oh, for PS2 and 3.
Yeah.
Because the PS2 genre had to. Yeah, the one problem with the PS2 generation of games is that there was so many that were well, we have to be gritty and really dark because
Neo 2. That's another game that I think...
Yeah.
I think it did better than expected. Because, Neo 1 did well.
And the only reason why Yakuza 6-Legged Dragon isn't on this list is because it's only really just come out.
Yeah, it's only just come out. And I think Fucking put it on there. It's a good fucking game.
Yeah.
It came out this year. It officially came out this year.
It's a turn-based Yakuza game.
And it works.
Somehow it still works. Because of course it does.
It's Yakuza.
Ah.
I think, did The Surge 2 come out this year? Or was that last year?
I think that was last year.
I'm going to have a look at the list to see what came out. This year. Resident Evil 3 came out. That was really good.
We'll have to mention Genshin Impact. That is
really good.
Yeah.
For a free game? God damn it, yes.
The combat is actually damn good. Just, don't get it in the
Don't do
thing
it.
of,
Don't
if
do
you're
what,
a collector,
don't do what I'm doing. Yeah, if you're a collector, don't play Genshin Impact. Yeah, actually no. If you're a collector and you do not have any money, do not play Genshin Impact. I am a collector.
If you get it as a RPG adventure game, it's brilliant.
My problem is I'm a collector.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
And yeah, I would probably honourable mention to Last of Us Part 2 because, like I said, it is a good game.
Yeah, I would put that in there. I enjoyed Last of Us Part 2. I just like I said, it's not the actual game that's my problem. It's the story that I have a problem with because the storytelling goes just out the window at points, and you're just sort of like.
There's a massive disconnect between what you're doing in the game and the story it's telling.
Yeah, it's the whole problem is like it tries to make you feel like it tries to make you forgive Abby for killing Joel, right? And that's not the problem, right? The other problem is like it's supposed to be a story that is revenge is bad, right? Yeah, Abby gets revenge. And she seems fine. That nothing really goes wrong for Abby. Whereas my opinion is what we should until the very end. But my opinion is like what should have happened is.
The stuff that happens to Abby at the very end has nothing to do with
Joel's death.
With Joel's death.
What should have happened is like what we should have seen is maybe Abby gets revenge, but because she got revenge, she slowly starts losing her mental, like she starts sort of like losing it because she starts feeling guilty about, like, because if you think about it this way, right, you can argue Joel has a defense in what he did, right? Well,
in regards to that, yes, but the other side of that is like
Abby just got revenge.
Yeah,
that's it.
What I'm saying is Joel's life. If you look at Joel's life, his life. If he's lucky, it would end peacefully. It was most likely.
It was always going to end badly.
Yeah, it was going to. Joel's life was always going to end badly.
Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't Abby, most likely someone else
was going to come
and get him. Right? That's not what I'm thinking. The whole point behind Abby was that we were supposed to connect with her. The problem is like one, she's the killer of Joel, a character that everybody is like connected with.
Yeah.
So you're instantly like, no, I don't like Abby, right? And then secondly, like she just goes along like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like she's at no point does she feel guilt?
No.
For what she did. And you're supposed to be portraying a story where revenge is bad.
I think if she'd shown more,
which is why I'm sort of like, well, you can go that way, but what you should do is maybe like
have her more connected to the people that she was with.
That, or
and have the story reflect that those people dying.
Like I said, maybe have her slowly go into like some sort of like basically she has now dreams of like it's basically flashbacks of her and her dad. Take them out because we already know Abby's dad is the doctor. We don't need to know anymore, right? Take them out, and instead she just flashbacks to her killing Joel every time, and it gets to the point of like she no longer sleeps because all she sees every time she
either Joel
or Ellie, and that is it. She never sees anything else because it's Ellie who gets that.
Yeah,
she's the one who suffers from the PTSD. She's the one, and really, what we should do is have Abby go through that. I think if Abby actually went through that, we would connect more with her because like you can go like. You can you can be angry at her and not forgive her for what she did, but at the same time you can feel sorry for her because now because of what she did, she's now going through this, like, she's living with this guilt. She realizes, shit, what the fuck have I done? And then she starts reacting to, like, my friends are dying and it's because of what I did. And then because of what I did, and then the dreams just get worse and worse.
Yeah, because then
Joel now, instead of looking like a person, he's got the wound in his head.
Yeah, it's
he's
basically
bleeding.
She's been haunted by the
Ellie is bleeding, and then at the end, and this is my opinion, I think Ellie should kill Joel, not Joel, Abby. Abby should just, at the end, just be this pitiful mess of a person that cannot live with what she's done.
Because of the way they did the story, where Ellie's literally thrown everything away twice to get to this point.
Right, because that's the thing. Like, it's 2 points. Ellie, you can feel at this. You can be like sorry for Abby for what you did, but at the same time, you can be like, you don't want Ellie to kill Abby, because if Ellie kills Abby, that's it.
Yeah.
Ellie's like, just not. It's not Ellie anymore, and we don't want to lose that Ellie. That's what should have been. Like, Ellie just turns into this cold person.
I still think the message they were trying to send in regards to, like, vengeance is bad would have been still sent if they'd ended with the bit where Ellie's at home with the child. Yeah. You know when she's singing on the tractor?
Yeah.
And the camera pans away. I was expecting the credits then.
Yeah, I thought the credits.
I was expecting credits. It was like, oh, so this is the end. It's like Ellie hasn't got her revenge, but she's living with it. She's living with it. She has to live with the fact that that Joel's gone and blah blah blah. But she has something else to focus on.
But that's the thing, right? I personally think, like, if you're going to go down that route, if you're going to go down a route of, like, revenge is bad, go all in. Like, turn Abby into the pitiful mess. Turn Ellie into that cold monster who, like, let's be honest, Ellie murders a lot of people just to get to Abby.
That's what I'm saying, though. The thing is, it's like, they clearly didn't want to go all in, so that last bit where they're on the track with the kid is a perfect end.
In a way, me personally, I think I would have been just as disappointed with that ending.
Yes, right. But here's what I'm saying is on a character point of view. I know we're talking a lot about Last of Us Part 2 again, but
we're talking about the story.
Yeah,
and we're talking about, like.
No, I'm just saying
because I just think, like, there's so many games and so many movies and so many stories of, like, where this happens. It's the same thing over and over again. Just do it. Just go. Like, if you want to make a ballsy story and say, and your message is revenge is bad, fucking go all in. Go don't do the whole could have make 2 graves, one for the person, one for you. Don't do that, right? Just go all in. Turn it into, like, Abby got her revenge, and now she has to live with that. She has to live with the fact that she killed somebody in pure, not out of self-defense, not out of
in cold blood,
not in like combat or anything like that, not on a mission or anything like that. Because you can argue that, like, some of the people, because she was part of the Wolves and Fireflies, you could say that, well, she was on a mission.
Yeah, but no, it was clearly not.
And she no, this wasn't. This was just straight out cold blood. She killed somebody in cold blood.
This was an assassination.
Yeah, she killed somebody because she wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah,
right?
She wanted revenge.
There's no coming back on that, right? So have Abby live with that, and like I said, have Ellie be the other side to that, of just like, you're now witnessing Ellie go through to get revenge, and slowly Ellie turns from being that happy-go-lucky kid that's in The Last of Us, who all she has is Joel and doesn't want to lose him, right? To this just cold monster that is just perfectly fine with just anybody who gets in the way of anything that she wants, because that it just makes more, especially after she decides that, no, I have to go get Abby for the second time.
Yeah,
like. If they hadn't have done that, I probably would have been fine. I would have been disappointed in the end, but I would have been fine. Like,
no,
fine.
what I'm saying is it wouldn't have been the better. It wouldn't have been like the best possible ending. So some people still be disappointed. The thing is, the point I'm making is they have to throw everything away again for there to be no payoff. There's no payoff.
That's why I'm saying
that's what I'm saying with like if they'd ended, it would have been better to end at that point instead of adding another friggin' half to an hour's play.
Yeah.
Where there's no payoff. There was no. Ellie doesn't get revenge. Abby's a friggin' mess because of the treatment she'd received.
Yeah.
She's a shell of herself.
And also she's infected. Abby's infected, by the way.
Oh, great. So she's going to die anyway.
She literally they get there, Ellie releases some of the prisoners. She asks where Abby is, and she's been put up on the thing because she's infected. She's infected. Abby's infected. Just to let everybody, just in case none of you know, Abby is actually infected, and she's just throwing about
with the kid.
With the kid, yeah.
I think Naughty Dog didn't realise that. But
no, to be fair, she might not be infected. They might just be saying that, but still, like the implication is she's infected.
Well, not the point I'm making is like there's no payoff. Like there's no satisfactory. Like Abby is as a person is never going to recover from the treatment she received while as a captive.
Although to be fair, it's Abby, so maybe she will.
Ellie doesn't get a revenge. She still probably has like the nightmares. There's no closure.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like if you added an extra friggin' hour onto the game to do this, you have to have some closure because I'm sorry, but they can't have been going into this thinking, oh, we can make a part 3 out of this. They knew how controversial it was going to be. So it's like, yeah, we're going to have to end the story here. If we're going to do this, we're going to have to end the story here. We're going to have closure. And there isn't any.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it, Naughty Dog, why?
That's why I'm saying, like...
This is the thing. Everyone goes on about Naughty Dog, right? And like, oh, their games are great and the stories are great, blah, 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 blah. The big thing with Naughty Dog is that there is always a disconnection between the gameplay and the story.
Yeah.
Uncharted, Drake is a happy-go-lucky, charming, Han Solo-like character.
Who murders everybody that he sees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a mass murderer.
No. Right? In the cutscenes, right? The gameplay is you murdering everyone that you see. I mean, got it. Yes, they're shooting back at you. But these are actual war zones you're going through. Yeah. You might as well be. Like, you don't walk out of those situations a normal person.
Yeah. You would more likely to think that Drake's actually, by the end of things,
he's a sociopath.
He's a sociopath. He's perfectly fine just shooting everybody in the face.
Right? So, yeah, there's a massive gameplay difference. And the thing that they seem to have nailed with The Last of Us, the first one, was that the story and the gameplay actually linked up. That's the best thing that with The Last of Us was the gameplay and
the scene where Ellie shoots first when Joel gives Ellie the rifle.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, only shoot if you've got a shot.
Yeah, but like it's like
and then Ellie finally, and then like Ellie shoots, and then at the end of like the combat thing, you've got Ellie just kind of like stood there on the scaffolding, and she's just kind of like holding the gun, and she's not moving. She's just stood there, still sort of like it's like what everything that just happened is just kind of like it did actually happen. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like Uncharted where like
massive
you've killed like 60 people outside of a church. Church has not been touched. Just walk into the church and nobody's there.
But also like the combat is in The Last of Us is like very desperate, very. It's like it feels like a fight for survival than anything else. It's like every combat is like do or die.
Yeah.
No mistake.
Also, just a little bit. The Last of Us Part 2, you said that you could stealth and that you could get round the enemies.
Yeah.
Like, you said that. You cannot. You cannot.
Oh no! You can.
No,
in
can't.
the sense that the AI thinks a tree, not even half the size of a person.
No. Here's the thing. Cover. You can't. You get to the bit where you can climb over the wall or something like that. No. It doesn't let you. Or you try to climb over, somebody spots you. It won't let you. Like, you can't. You have to kill everybody.
But the thing is like, in The Last of Us Part 2, it doesn't feel like that. The combat doesn't. There is. I feel a jarring disconnection between the game, the combat in The Last of Us 2, and the story.
I think the problem is that, like, in The Last of Us 1, right, the characters only have conversations when there's nothing going on.
Yeah, no,
right?
no,
right. When there's nothing going on. So, like, there's a scene when you get to the hotel when there's ladders. The only sort of combat that happens is with anybody that's infected. There's no real people, right? So,
well, no, there is, because of the bandits and all that. But
yeah, no. What I'm saying is, wait, right? In The Last of Us, like, The Last of Us Part 2, right? The characters will have a chat, and if you bump into either wolves or scars, right?
Yeah,
they'll stop chatting. You'll do the thing, and then they'll just carry on chatting.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in The Last of Us.
Yes.
Because they don't chat. I mean, they do, but when it does, when it's scripted in, so it only happens when...
which they can't do with The Last of Us 2 because it's a little bit more of an open arena.
Kind of. It's semi-open.
The Last of Us Part 1 is basically a corridor.
It's a linear.
It's corridors.
Yeah.
With The Last of Us 2, it's more like open zones.
Yeah, which is all right. I would have preferred them just to stick with the...
Yeah. The point I'm making is like Joel and Ellie aren't looking for combat. They aren't looking for... They're trying to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And are like I said, the combat is like it's no other option. We have to do this, and it is literally like we make a mistake and we're fucked. Last of Us Part 2, like, there's this disconnection between the combat. Like, if you think about Ellie and what she eventually does at the end of it, and it's like she has killed so many people for this point, to get to this point. It's like, no, you kill that many people and you get to that point, you're killing that person because...
Yeah, you're perfectly fine with killing that person. You're desensitized to it by that point.
It's like, no, I'm...
That's why I'm saying, like, Ellie's story should be her... Yeah. Because she's going for revenge, and revenge is all she cares about.
The point I'm making is, like, the big thing about Naughty Dog is their stories always usually have this massive disconnect with story and gameplay. There's always this massive disconnect, and yeah, okay, fine. It's a nitpicky for some people, but when experts, so-called experts in games media and the gaming industry themselves lord over
that's true.
Naughty Dog as like the second coming of fucking... It annoys me. It's like, yeah, but this, if they, when they go on about like, oh well, Naughty Dog make movie quality games, and it's like, yeah, but if this was a film,
if this was a film, God, you would hate it.
It would be shit.
You would.
It would be laughed out of the arenas.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's the thing. It's like, they only get away with it because it's a game.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a game, they couldn't get away with it. Also, the Uncharted movie. I know they say, oh well, it's going to be a young Drake. It's like, no one gives a fuck about young Drake. We want the one.
I'm just going to stick with the original Indiana Jones. I don't need a fucking Drake. Fuck off, Drake.
Look, we're gonna
straight up say this every time anybody talks to me about
Speaking of Indiana Jones.
Oh, there's a new movie
There's
coming,
going to be a new one,
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to stick with the original Indiana Jones. Thank you very much.
The trilogy.
Yeah, the first trilogy. I'm just going to stick with
Raiders
that.
of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade.
Last Crusade, yeah. I don't need any.
Indiana Jones 4. What is this thing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Aliens?
Aliens?
Aliens in it. See, now I know you're joking. I know you're joking because aliens in
South
Indiana
America.
Jones.
Since when did Indiana Jones ever go to South America?
See, it's not real because since when would
when
aliens?
was he fighting Russians? He's always fought the Nazis.
When did aliens ever show up in Indiana Jones?
They never did.
Never. Exactly. That's why I know. That's how I know you're lying. You're lying. There's no such thing as an Indiana Jones 4.
Even though the next one's going to be Indiana Jones 5. But we're just going to ignore that.
But anyway, I think we'll end it there. Ghost of Tsushima is amazing. Play Ghost of Tsushima.
Again, honourable mentions. Play Hades.
Yeah, play Hades.
If you like your not base building, but I don't know how to explain it. Factorio is a really, really good game of like trying to efficiently make stuff.
Yeah. Play any Yakuza game. Xbox people, you have no excuse now. Yeah. Play Yakuza.
Play Yakuza.
Any of them. They're all good.
Know the awesomeness of Kiryu.
They are all awesome. All of them.
The fourth chairman, the dragon of Dojima.
Yeah. You go from Yakuza 0, work your way up. They are all worth it. Seriously, they are all absolutely worth it.
Especially since the newer versions, the re-releases have not took out much of the crazy random shit.
Yeah.
That was on the original Western releases taken out.
Anyway, leave down in the comments your favourite game in 2020. There is no wrong answer, obviously. Anything that we spoke about? Do you agree with us on The Last of Us? Do you agree with with the way I would have done The Last of Us Part 2? I would have just made everybody horrible.
Well, that's the whole purpose of The Last of Us.
Revenge is bad.
No, the whole purpose of The Last of Us is the world is a terrible, terrible place.
Exactly. That's why I would have done it.
Everyone is out for themselves.
Everybody would have just been like, oh no. I actually think everybody would have. I actually think more people would prefer that.
Yeah.
Like just this
horrible
end.
Horrible end.
To
like Ellie not being the
Ellie gets it ends with Ellie killing Abby. And then you can even just have it as like Abby looking up at Ellie.
Oh, you're
goes
like
to black.
Destiny 2. Like Destiny 2.
Yeah. It goes to black and you just hear a gunshot.
Yeah.
And then because that's the thing, like you if you wanted, you could have Ellie in the next game as the bad guy.
Yeah.
You could have Ellie who now leads like her own group of like raiders or something like that. Or Ellie's just this person who is just this person who just goes around and just kills everybody just because she can.
Or this like vigilante that like any slight is punished.
Yeah, or she just goes after the groups. So she goes after like
the Fireflies.
Groups like the Fireflies and groups like the Wolves and the Scars. She just goes after them just because. Yeah, I know what happens when groups of people of groups like this get together. Bad shit. So I'm going to make sure it doesn't. You could just turn Ellie into this weird mass murdering machine.
Yeah, this weird vigilante. Yeah, basically, in a sense, the Punisher, but not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way. Like, there's no redeeming features to what Ellie does.
Yeah,
she just does it. But anyway, anything on the things that we've talked about today, please leave a comment down below, and we will see. We probably won't have a video next week because it's New Year's. And
unless
I'm actually working like from New Year's. No, New Year's Day. I'm off New Year's Day.
Well, New Year's Day is Friday.
Friday, yeah. But from Saturday to I think Friday, I'm actually in every day. So
you're going to be knackered.
I am going to be pretty tired. And I'm working long shifts as well. It's not good. But anyway, so I do hope you've enjoyed these videos, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.